What's up, guys? Little Bucket here, bringing you a replay cast. Actually, side-by-side replay of sorts of the T-34-3, the Chinese Tier 8 premium medium tank. Still available in the store. It did get a lovely buff here a couple of patches ago. Gave it a couple extra degrees of gun depression. It was really rather uncompetitive, frankly, before they did buff it. It does have a fairly standard Russian style of 122mm gun. High alpha, moderately high penetration at 175. Since this only can see up to tier 9 vehicles, a quick dab of the 2 key nets you about 250 pen. So that does work fairly effectively if you have to use it. You don't really make any money doing that, though. So what you can see is we're both pushing up into what we consider like the medium tank side of the map, the 9-0 line. Average is going to push up into this sort of like, I don't even know what it is, like a watchtower of sorts, maybe a grain elevator. He's going to try to sneak up here and see if he can't stick a shot into the Spy Panzer 1C. See him sort of reverse side scraping here. He does spot the E25 there, gets a bit concerned that the E25 might be able to shoot him in the back. Now he does get a super lucky fire into the Spy Panzer 1C, and I'm going to be a nice teammate here and not steal any damage from him. Let him have all of it. The fire did go out, so I then pick him up, and surprisingly the E25 didn't actually hit him there, although he was spotted. So he's going to go ahead and push up here towards the next building, keeping an eye on the E25 there so as not to get shot in the side. He is feeling pretty confident versus the Skoda T40 here. Skoda T40 only has about 145mm of penetration, which is certainly not enough to pen the front of the T-34-3 turret. And at this kind of angle, the Skoda T40 really ought to be running away or pushing in here, because he's really not going to have a shot there. Now he does pick up the Skoda T40, which is nice. You can see the Hellcat take a shot from the E25 here. It's really surprising that that shot hit. Didn't really aim it at all. You'll see him get really, really lucky with a lot of shots like that. I am over on the other side here on the left. You can see me trying to shoot at the ARL-44 there. Not getting remarkably lucky, unfortunately. You do see Average here back in the other perspective. Catching one from the E25, didn't really need to do that. He could have pulled back around the hill before moving up. He's going to take a shot at the E25, get really lucky, and that one hits there again. I don't really know how he gets this lucky, to be honest with you guys. He's going to start to push around. He's looking to go out along the outside edge of the map, hopefully get some flanking shots into the enemy tanks. And in a short moment here, we're going to pick up from my perspective. What you can see is I'm going to go ahead and push in towards the factory. Do see the ARL-44 start to get a little courageous here and try to come out. I am going to go ahead and punish him for doing that. And we're going to go ahead and push in towards the building. Don't really see anything running along the outside edge of the map there. Fortunate that there is no one out there, otherwise we could get caught out. Kind of unlucky with the ARL right here. Hopefully I can hit the IS-2. Unfortunately get really unlucky and hit him right in the track. Do get assistance damage on that. Average has since at this point started to push around the outside edge. He's hoping to get some flank shots. I'm opting to go straight at them at this point. Scores are tied up 9-9. Scorpion goes down. What we're going to do next is hopefully stick a shot into the Pershing. Get lucky and do that. He does hit Average right there before I pick him up, and that costs Average a couple of modules. I don't really feel confident poking into an E4 there. Get lucky, E4 only hits me in the optics. Still haven't taken any damage at this point. Don't really want to push into an E4. You see Average take another shot there. He really didn't need to do. We're going to see that from a different perspective shortly. Gonna try to push up, see if we can hit these guys. I do see an ISU around the corner. Not really excited about running out there. Do punish the T-34-3. He comes in kind of gung-ho. I don't know if he didn't realize I was there or just kind of made a bit of a misplay. See the ISU coming around. He does stop to kind of aim in, sneak one into his driver's hatch. And you see the T-34-3 coming around again, feeling pretty confident. Now we're going to pick up Average on the other side. Gets unlucky with the Scorpion shot there earlier in the game. Pushes in, and he is picked up. Now he is going to try to sneak up and get a shot into the Pershing right before I clean him up. The Pershing is going to get lucky and run one right through his lower glacis. Pretty unfortunate there. Average is thinking about taking a shot at the Hellcat, but with the E4 there, he's not really confident in doing that. And then the ISU gets lit over there, so he has a bit of a panic moment, kind of pulls out in the open, and loses his ammo rack to the E4. Pretty unfortunate there. Could have probably pulled back around the building, played that a little smarter, and not had to burn the repair kit yet. He is thinking about going around behind these other tanks. We are about to lose our buddy in the Hellcat, unfortunately. So he's like, well, at this point I'm screaming at him, telling him to come back around the corner because I don't really want to get pushed. With an ISU and a T-26E4 still alive, and a T-34-3, if they all pushed at the same time, I would lose my 100% hit points really fast. Gonna pick up, from my perspective, in the building as Average picks up the T-34-3. I'm gonna try to keep these guys proxied here for a little while. Gonna push into the sort of fallen roof on my left here as they go unspotted. We need to know exactly where these guys are, because if they push into us, that would be really, frankly, unfortunate. ISU has the potential to really put the hurt on us. We do proxy both tanks here, and Average is going to consider pushing out at this point, but he doesn't have a lot of hit points left. We're thinking at this point, talking to each other, that maybe it would be a good idea to put some pressure on the Cap. So Average is going to start to head over that way. I'm going to see if I can't side scrape out, get some shots into the E4 if I'm lucky. As you see, the dispersion on the T-34-3 is really rather obnoxious. But we're going to go ahead and do that here. Average has started to pull back towards the other side of the factory. Going to try to sneak out and get over to the Cap circle. Hopefully we can draw these guys out, catch them in sort of a crossfire, so they can't point their best armor at us at all times. Just going to try to keep these guys proxied for a bit longer here. Average hasn't made it over to the Cap circle just yet. Going to push into the rubble here on the left. Try to keep my tank hidden, but get these guys proxied one more time. Bit cautious here, not really sure where the ISU is at, or the E4 for that matter. Really don't want to get tracked out because the T-34-3 has really bad gun depression, even though it did get buffed. Over angled just a little bit, wasn't really expecting the E4 to pull out like that. Panicked a little bit and slammed one into his lower glacis. That had just about no chance whatsoever of going through. It does look like they're kind of pushing into me as we see Average get into the Cap circle here. So what our plan is at this point, like I said before, we're going to try to pull them out around the corner. Hopefully we can sneak some shots into the side, get a crossfire, make it easier to take these guys out. Unfortunately, that E4 has really good armor, so with our dispersion values as they are, as you can see, Average's crew is not remarkably good, and his dispersion while moving and turning the turret is horrible. He could get a shot in the side of the turret here, maybe if he's lucky. Unfortunately, it goes straight into the dirt. As you can see, his dispersion was horrible. There again, I don't actually think he runs vertical stabilizer on this tank. I'm not really sure why. The guy kind of cheaps out a little bit on modules, but to each their own, I suppose. He's going to pull into the side of the factory here, and we do see the ISU is pushed up fairly far, and Average is thinking about sneaking a shot into him. But with the E4 out there, he does make a bit of a misplay here, trying to sneak a shot on the ISU. E4 comes out, tracks him, and he throws one back at the E4 just out of frustration. He does carry a repair kit, not a repair kit, my apologies there, a toolbox, and unfortunately also has to burn the automatic fire extinguisher there. He was really lucky that the E4 did not track him again. It's very unlikely that he would have gotten away at that point. So he's going to hide behind this big pile of Hetzer chassis and see if what develops of the game. At this point, I really don't want to lose his tank because these guys can very easily push right into me, and with the low reload speed and inaccuracy of the 122 here, I'm probably not going to fare too well against the E4. Picking up the ISU is not going to really be that difficult. So you see me pull back into the building. Could probably risk that shot into the E4. I play fairly cautiously generally. Don't like to take too many snapshots, as I tend to get punished for doing that. They just don't go where I aim them. Really hoping to sneak another shot into the driver's hatch of the ISU. He's not really confident in doing that again. Get unlucky and hit the side armor of the E4 turret one more time. ISU at this point could have pushed me, but he didn't seem keen on doing that. We do see Average take another hit there in the side, or actually from the E4. He's about to be set on fire, as we saw from the other perspective. So really hoping I can sneak a shot in the E4. It doesn't really look like he wants to come up, but you see him get really overconfident here, and I do smack one into him. It didn't track him, though. A bit odd there. I burned the repair kit. I don't really want to get shot in the tracks again, because the ISU could very easily just roll right around and shoot me on the reload. I'm going to push in and proxy them one more time. Average at this point is pulled back into cover of the Hetzers there. ISU made a bit of a misplay there. Exposed a lot of his tank. Probably could have aimed that one for a second longer and actually tracked him out. Didn't really want to take the risk, though, of not reacting quite quick enough. Now we've got them both down to one shot. You could argue that loading HE would be a good idea. I don't actually carry any in my T-34-3. With the addition of a lot more soft skin tanks, it's probably a good idea to go ahead and do that, such as the Scorpion. Not very much fun to run into a Scorpion in one of these tanks, as they can pretty much pen you wherever they feel like. And they tend to do a lot of module damage with the 490 alpha of those guns. I am going to go ahead and push around, see if I can maybe feather a shot into the rear of these guys. And see if they have the reaction that I anticipate or not. You are going to see me make a bit of a mistake here. I'm going to over-angle my front plate just a little bit, but it is going to work out for me, thankfully. As here in a second, we're going to bounce a shot from the E4, who actually did turn around. So we're going to pull back. Don't really want to run into the ISU. It's very unlikely that he's going to bounce me, because he's got a pretty healthy amount of penetration at this point. Talking to Average, want to see if he can sneak back into the cap circle. You're going to see him do that here in a second. The hope was that if we put a little pressure on the cap, the ISU or the E4 might actually push into him to try to clean him up, as there seems to be a lot of distance between our two tanks. I'm going to side scrape out here a little bit and see if maybe that did happen. Looks like the ISU took the bait. He's going in for the average bucket there. So I'm going to go ahead and push back in. At this point, I know I have a really healthy amount of hit points. I'd really like to clean up the ISU from behind if he's not looking. So I am going to go a bit Rambo here, or I don't even know what a Chinese version of Rambo would be, but well, whatever it is, I guess that's what I'm going to be here for a second. Going to run in. I do get spotted by the T-34-3 on my left. ISU starts to react, not quite fast enough. Snap a shot into the ISU. And catch one from the E4 for my trouble. Gonna pick up Average's perspective here for a second. We are both pretty confident that we could just run in and kill this guy, but we think about it for a second and realize it's probably not the best idea. He could easily set either one of us on fire. Average has no repair kits or anything left. Yeah, I don't know. Calculated risk, I guess. Didn't really need to. At this point, I was trying to proxy him. See if we could catch him out, get him distracted. Average could go around and easily clean him up from behind. Don't actually see him do that, though. We actually see him pop up on the right, facing his turret to the left, question mark. Well, I don't know. But pretty fun game here on Pilsen. That's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, consider giving the video a like. Or dropping a comment down below. If you didn't like it, let me know what you didn't like, I guess. This is my first replay cast, so give me a little bit of love in the comments below if you would. So thanks, guys, for watching, and we will catch you on the next one.